Oh, it's so cold. It's freezing. Like, literally, the camera's frozen. Hang on a second. I have the power to change this. That's better. All right. Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. Wanted to talk about these, my Savior heated gloves. Got these actually in the summertime. I've been watching for heated gloves for a while for cold winter days like this. And I saw them and I put them in my cart in Amazon, and then lo and behold, at about August time, they went half off. And I'm like, yeah, nobody's buying these in the summertime, but I'm going to use these in the wintertime. And they have been super handy. Really, really like them. Gonna try them all out here and figure I'll do the unboxing and tell you a bit more about these gloves. Okay, unboxing time. Savior heat. A bunch of stuff there. Warning, do not use this device here and there and everywhere. Keep warm. And let's open it up. Let's try this out. So what is that? About a foot long? Something like that? Don't know. Let's see. And inside, attention, for usage details, please refer to the manual. Yes, I shall. There are the gloves. User guide, all right, very important. Make sure I don't kill myself. A little desica thing. It doesn't even come to the bag. That's nice. I'm assuming these are the batteries in here. Okay. So, yeah, that's everything that comes in there. I want to just try these things out. Sorry they're a bit crinkly. I want to try them on my hands. Ooh, they feel nice and soft. Oh, and they've even got a little join here. That's cool. Yeah, these are actually very soft. I thought these were going to be rubbery. There we go. No, this is like nice material. I'm quite surprised. How do they feel on me? It fits. I feel like I'm Darth Vader here. And then straps on there. Ooh, actually, that's actually a very nice glove. I was thinking to myself it's going to be just like plasticky type stuff, but no, this feels solid. Let's try the other one. I like also how they very quickly, you can just Velcro them there. I like that. These feel good, you know. These are like real proper gloves. Wow. All right, so now let's have a look at the battery here. Oh, that's a charger. There's another charger. And here are the battery packs. Oh, they're actually very small. Like a box of matches, basically. Interesting. Where do they go? Let's check the manual. Okay, so basically, once the batteries are charged up, which I'm going to do with this momentarily, they actually slip inside here. There we go. There's like a little Velcro pocket there. You probably can't see that. And there's a wire. Yep. There's what plugs in to the battery. And then it all just kind of sits up inside there. Oh, it's going to be under my wrist? That's weird. Okay, so that's where the battery's going to be. And then I can just hit this for different layers of heat. But I guess the first step is I gotta charge up these batteries. Okay, now that I've got the gloves charged up and I've actually tried them for a few days, I've got some observations that I would show you. So basically the batteries are tucked up inside there, and if I hold the power button for a second, it turns red, and you can see there we have 4 lights indicating the power. Now, that's really handy that it does that, because I do find if I'm fumbling with this thing, the fact that the little indicators on the corner there, that's really, really good. That tells me, because if I'm unable to see it, I don't know if it's on or not. So I do like the fact that that's there, but I do find this symbol very confusing. I didn't realize at first that those lights were battery indicator. In fact, this one's a little bit lower in battery. If I turn it on, yeah, can you make that out? There's only 3 out of the 4 lights that is lit. So that's what it indicates. That's how it indicates we're getting lower on power. So that's good. I didn't know what these little stripes meant, though. Like, I was sitting there for a while trying to slide my thumb. Like, does this go up and down or something? No, it does have a little plus symbol, but it doesn't do anything. It just the color indicates what's going on. I know it's not very clear in the camera, but it is a red. It looks kind of orange there. It's actually quite a dramatic red color. Now, whenever you're using them, they stay in red in full blast mode for about 5 minutes, and then over time, after that 5 minutes, they change from red automatically to white. Oh, now, is that coming through as white? Yeah. So after 5 minutes, that will happen. And that's just to slightly conserve power, and I guess they figured, well, you may not need it at full blast all the time, so we will have the default setting. After 5 minutes, it goes to medium. Then there's one more color, which is blue. Is that coming through in the camera? Yeah, sort of. Yeah, blue is not cold. It's not like air conditioning in there. It just means of the 3 settings, that is the lowest. So yes, blue is practically not even on, but lasts the longest. And then red is full blast, but lasts the least amount of time. And white is the middle, and it's sort of a middle ground. So what do they feel like? Well, first of all, these are really nice gloves. Like, they've actually got that kind of material on them so you can swipe on your phone and stuff like that. Like, they do have tactile, you can do things with them. It's only on the fingertips, the first one, the index finger. All the rest of them are fine. The thumbs have it as well, so that's good. So for little things you might need to manipulate and stuff, or if you got your phone out and you want to slip and slide, you can do so. I really like that. They feel very good. Like, I've actually worn these several times, and they do have a nice, what's the word I'm looking for? They're snug, but also I feel like I can reach in and grab things with these. These are very, very good. Yeah. It's a little bit bulky. I don't know if you can make that out, the battery pack underneath, but that's that. So there we go. So I'll put this back into full blast mode. The high heat. Oh, that is now down to 3 lights instead of 4 that it was before. So I've obviously started to use these quite a bit. The heat is quite subtle. I don't fully appreciate the fact that I've got heated gloves on until a minute or two, and I wouldn't say I feel like I've got my hands in warm water or anything like that, but on a really, really chilly day, I guess that works well enough. Anyway, these are just my initial observations. That's how the indicator goes. Don't try and slide your thumb up and down that little thing there. That does nothing. It just shows you out of the corner of because your finger's going to cover most of the button. That just shows you whether or not the thing is on or not. And then you got the indicator down below to show you how much power is left. Can you make that out? Is it going to focus? Just in time to... Yeah, there you go. So only three bars left. When it's low on battery, it will actually flash. It'll do a little flashing indicator for both the thing in the corner and the bits underneath, just saying, hey man, you better charge me up pretty soon. So, what do I think of the Savior heated gloves? I've had them for a while now. I have a mixed review. First of all, they do heat up my hands, and I like that, and I appreciate that on a cold winter day like this. I wouldn't say they're all that warm, though. I mentioned in the sort of observations, they're a subtle heat. You know, you do get a bit of a kick of warmth off them, which is nice. I like that. But I wouldn't exactly say they're super warm. Like, again, it's not like you're running your hands in a hairdryer or anything like that. You're getting a hint on maximum setting. I don't know if you can make it out. I'm on red here. They're okay for the heat. I rarely find I switch to the middle. Now, it goes through waves. I was sitting on the bus at one point and I had them on full blast. And I did feel like, you know, I could probably switch them to middle. This isn't too bad. I think middle and full blast is pretty much all I'm ever going to use for these things. I'm never going to switch to cold or the blue setting, because that's not really... I might as well just turn them off at that point and conserve battery power. The complaint that I have about battery, just on that very topic, I'm going to pop one of these off here. I'm not wild with the way these things are stored. It's just Velcro holding that thing in there. Can you make that out? Not really. Yeah, It's just a little Velcro piece that's like a little Velcro seam in there. And the problem is sometimes as I'm trying to put them on, the battery has like fallen out in mid-transit. You know, I'll be fumbling with this thing, and then suddenly, because this thing is just being held in with a little Velcro, that thing will suddenly dangle out there, and I'm like, ah, geez, what the heck? So I wish it had, like some of the other ones, I wish it had a zipper to hold it in place. Also, this is another weird thing. I'm not wild with the very short little wire that we've got here. Like the battery is being kept, let me make that up. Battery is on like a little short leash, and I don't quite know, like if I squish that into the pocket, are we gonna get kinks in the line? Or is it's not quite long enough for me to like roll it around and slide it in? You know, it looks like it's a decent braid on the wire, but I have a weird feeling that over time that is going to be put into a lot of bad corners and stuff, and I don't think we're going to end up with success as far as that's concerned. So I'm not wild about how the batteries go into the gloves. Also, I'm not wild about the battery longevity either. Like I've used them a couple of times on these cold days, and I've had to recharge after just a day or so. Like even like I said, on the bus, when I had it in middle setting, I found by the time I got home, it's like, yeah, you might want to charge it up again. All right, that's fine, no problem. I mean, all they're doing is keeping me warm on a cold day. But then I charged them, and they kind of sat in the charger for like 5 hours. In fact, another story, they sat longer, and I thought, they're great for a one-off, but if I want to be using these on a commute, I don't want to be charging overnight, especially since in the instructions they say do not leave these things charging unattended. Use the supplied charger, and do not leave these things charging and then just go away for a dinner or something like that. So I was like, okay, well, I got to be careful of that, and I don't think at a 5-hour charge time, I mean, unless I get them in and plugged in right away as soon as I get home, they might be okay for the next day. That's not stellar. Okay, slight addendum here. I did complain that charging these things up took hours upon hours. The reason why is I was using an outlet here that has USB plugs in it. And I found that if I plug this in here, yeah, it would take hours upon hours upon hours for this thing to turn green to indicate that the batteries are fully charged. However, I did discover if I use the included little adapter thing that came with the gloves, and I plug it into a normal wall outlet, and then plug this thing into that instead, it takes way less time. I mean, these are needing some charge right now, so ignore the orange, but this thing charged up within like 3 hours. So my piece of advice would be ignore me when I said this thing took a long time to charge up. What I mean is it takes a long time to charge up if you use an outlet that has USB built in. If you use the included charger, it only takes about 3 hours. It's actually not too bad. The other thing is, so I was out and about in the snow, and I thought, I'm going to scoop up some snow with this thing and see what that feels like. It was almost like I hadn't any different kind of glove. Like it felt like there was no heat on at all. The glove was not stopping the cold of the snow getting into my hand. And I thought, okay, well that's good to know. I guess they're not really designed for making a snowball fight or anything like that. I would be interested, I think these are kind of marketed for people on bicycle or motorcycle. And I think with cold air hitting you, I don't think you're going to get much protection from that. I don't think these things stop real cold. They're good for walking, frostiness, a cold, blustery day, they're okay. But if you stick them in the snow, it's going to, first of all, you're not going to feel it. And second of all, this one was suddenly telling me I'm out of battery power. And this one was okay. And I thought, wait a minute, I charged you guys at the same time. Why is this guy suddenly low on power? Was it because I had scooped them in snow and that like overloaded the cold, so now it's got to overwork itself? I don't know. It's not. These aren't great for keeping your hands cold or warm when really challenged, like in a snowdrift or something like that. So take that under consideration. I would almost go for a bigger, more robust set. Savior makes a whole bunch of these for like motorcyclists and people hiking and all that kind of stuff. I would maybe, if I would make a recommendation, go for the ones, first of all, where you can zip the battery inside. Not this Velcro stuff. And go for ones that are more like a proper motorcycle glove or an oven, or an oven mitt, like proper mittens. These are liners. I think these are supposed to be used under a pair of bigger, more substantial gloves. So yeah, these would be fine. Inside something bigger, I think that would be great to keep your hands warm under that situation. But these are not gonna work just in a snowball fight. Forget that. One other thing that's kind of cool about having these little battery packs in here, I'm not wild about that wire and how it might get kinked and broken. I'm not thrilled with that. But one thing that is kind of neat about this, old school folks might enjoy the joke, is that I'm kind of feeling a little bit like Space Ghost. Like, I almost feel like I can press the buttons like he does, and then I can fire the lasers out of my hands, you know? Like, it's got that sort of appeal. Like, or maybe I'm Spider-Man with like little, you know, the web shooters in here. It's got that feeling. It doesn't impact my mobility very much. I can move my hands, I can grab things, but you are aware you've got these big things on the underside of your wrists. So that's worth noting as well. So there we go. The Savior heated glove liners are okay. They're gonna work long term. I think as long as I'm not needing them to be fully charged, and you know they do use up their charge relatively quickly, like in a day or two, you're gonna need to charge them up again on a really cold winter day. We'll see. But anyway, thought I'd do a review. I'm still happy with them. I mean, heck, I got them at half price. I'll put a link down below to the ones that I got. Maybe if you get them in summertime, you'll get them at half price too. I like that. They'll work. They're better, you know, they've got a lot of grip. I like the fact I can manipulate things. That's awesome. So they are good gloves, and I needed new gloves, and these are providing some heat, but it's not exactly like getting your hands into warm water or like under a hairdryer. You're not going to get that kind of heat out of these things. Also, side note, I notice the heat seems to be here on like the outer side of my hands, but my index fingers and thumb, I don't feel the same amount of heat there. Now, I don't know if that's because they've got the little window, you know, you can slide on your phone. Maybe because they've got that in there, there's less of the heating wires in there. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just thought I'd point out that goes on as well. All right, well, there we go. My Savior heated gloves. I don't mind them. I'm very happy with them. Maybe if you're interested in getting some, get maybe not this model, get something a little bit bigger, or put these into a bigger set of gloves. That might work too. Until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.